Testing, testing. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, Moran. Hope you can hear me now. Okay. I wasn't messing with you. Sorry, I had the mute on. I was just making another cup of coffee because I just wanted to make sure that I was on the ball so I don't give out bad trading info. Boy, I tell you, every time I get on a plane, I'm 2 for 2 now. Every time I get on a plane, I catch a cold. Does this mean I have to stop like taking vacations? I just drive everywhere. What's up, Raj? Hey, everybody. Good to see you guys. Okay. Yeah, I guess I got to wear that mask, right? Ugh. There you go. Okay. Put on a snorkel. Yeah. All right. I guess we better get to work, huh? Okay. Not last night in the trading room, I put this thing out here. I said the because we're at all-time highs, right? This liquidation that we had, you know, this liquidation we had Thursday, this is Thursday, this is Thursday night, and then this is Friday, right? So we took all the liquidating inventory, took it in here, and we couldn't take out these 77.21s. But there's something that I noticed. The short position at 77.60. Now, this is a market profile. It's a detail that you get from being a market profile geek and staring at market profile charts. And didn't make a lot of money using market profile, but I've learned some things from it that we can translate and help us. One is the cost basis of Friday, 77.60. I said, if we get underneath 77.60, then we'll go back into this area here. So far, we have not been able to get down underneath 77.60s. We're about 11 points away from it now. So I want to see what happens, right, as we open this morning and see if we get under there. I'm just going to go show you the next one. And this was earlier in Globex here. You see the low was 77.63. So we still are in distribution. And that, if anybody's wondering why I didn't do new balance zones, was because I was still trying to show distribution. So let's see if we can hold, it's this level right here. It's just underneath the overnight low. 3 points underneath the overnight low is this 77.60. All right. And if we break that, then we're going to go try 52 and then try Friday's low. Okay. Those are our downside targets. If those levels don't get traded at, if this one, and this one do not get traded at, just look for back and forth like this. Okay, it doesn't mean we have to go like that, but sideways will be sort of the day, and it might be a little choppy. It might be a little choppy, so be forewarned, my friends, because it is Monday, it is summer, okay? The point of control has moved up, then it moved down, now we're in good accumulation. So, there's another chart here, right? This is a half-hour candle chart showing going back basic till the beginning of the month, and it's showing that the gap, right? There's a gap there, and it shows this huge move up and the distribution of volume here. The middle is 77, 72, and we're kind of fluttering around there. If we get underneath it, we'll come down in this 77, 60 area. What a coincidence, eh? What a coincidence, right? So be aware of these things. These markets are very, very, how do we say, mechanical, but they're precise. They're very precise. I'm looking for sideways, choppy, until we break lower. Now we've got a lot of inventory above us for the night session. So if we take out these lows here, I'd look for a little short. If you're shorting this area here, you can see that there is a seller at 72. You could clearly see when we get up to 72, somebody hammers it. So if you're short there, put your stop at 73, right? And then go put some lookout bids down here just at maybe 70 quarter. I'm going to make this big so you can see the top of the candles. See how there's a seller at 77, 70. God, there's enough sevens, isn't it? 77, 72 and a half. Now this candle opens. Let's see if the top of that candle can get up there. If it can't, it means the sellers have moved down and they are competing. This is a look above and fail trade. It looked above and failed. So I'm short, my stop, bid, 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 right? So I'm short 70, I'm short 71, 71. Oh, dear God, and three quarters. I've got a 70 and three quarter bid and a 70 and a quarter bid. I got filled at 70 and three quarter and then boom, it popped, right? Let's see if they sell into it here. Thank you very much. Covered one at 70 and a quarter, right? Covered another one at 70 and a quarter, and I'm flat at 70, right? It's not a huge trade, but I am sick as a dog. So I'm trading micro until I feel a little better because let's face it, I'm a little slow. But that's how you weasel your way around in a short. Hey Juan, hey Keith. Welcome folks on YouTube. Good to have you guys with us. You can see that sellers have moved down, right? Down, down, down. The top of the candles, my friends, the top of the candles are where the sellers initiate, right? But what does it mean initiate? The top of the candles are where the sellers start to compete and start pushing price lower because there's a lot of sellers. They all have the same product, right? Everyone's ES contract, unfortunately, is the same. Nobody has a gold-plated one. There is no AMG ES contract, right? There's no special contract. So we all have to compete Everyone's got the same contract. So he who gives the customer the lower price gets to sell his inventory. Right? It's just like the guys who sell the knishes in New York, right? One guy sells a knish at like $4, and then one guy goes 375. Puts his cart right next to his, sells it for 50, 25 cents lower to get the customer. Now, let's see. When the market's open, there's generally a little bit of buying, right? There it is. When that happens, let's see where they sell into it. Do you see where they sold into it? Boom, right at 77. If that offer lifts, then you're looking for 79 and 3/4. Let's move the sellers up. Okay. If it's a little choppy, don't worry. No, it's not more important, SG. It's where they react. It's the reaction, right? Levels, candles, all that stuff, they're the same to me. The only thing I worry about is where's the reaction, right? So that's why I mark them and see, oh, okay, there's a reaction there. See, it popped up and they sold into it. Now VWAP is right there, so there should be a seller. Now, if we get accepted above VWAP, just in case, right? It means that there's enough people short under 79 that's going to force a push up to 86. So watch for that. If that doesn't happen, we will rotate back down under 77. Give it a little time. Give it a little time. Sorry, I'm very nasally, so forgive my voice. And I'm sniffling a lot. So if we hold VWAP, right? VWAP long is a tough trade when it's kind of curved like this, right? Had you gone long 81, you'd be getting stopped out right now. The candles are also a little bit bigger than they are, but we've only been open for a couple of minutes. Let's see where the bid is. If that VWAP bid holds and the offer starts lifting, right, then we'll start going up and you'll expect selling up here just under 84. Okay? I don't like trading off of VWAP when it's not flat because that basically tells me there's a lot of conflicting order flow at VWAP because that's where all the institutions trade. There we go. Caught a bid, but we got a seller at 82. There you go. So remember, if you are long, make sure you please have your sell orders out just in case. Because if you are long and you don't sell, how are you going to realize any profits, right? Especially in a choppy market, right? JJ, when can you hold trades longer? You can hold trades longer when the price is a little bit more stable, when the price action is a little bit more slow and steady, right? So if you're long like 81, 81/4, put your sell orders out and make sure you take advantage of those green candles. See, look, I drew exactly where they were going to sell into it. And it's not that I'm brilliant or anything. This is just something that I found that nobody else talks about for some reason, right? Everybody wants you to memorize patterns and all sorts of stuff, but the patterns don't make you any money because you don't understand why the pattern exists. So we couldn't sell this thing over 79, over 78, just ran out of buyers, so we had to put it on sale. That's why I always tell people to sell it to strength. Your best bet is to always sell it to strength. Because look, boom, we're right back to 73, right? Hang on, gotta sneeze. Be right back. Okay, back. Sorry about that. Look below and fail of 73 and a quarter. I did not buy that. I was blowing my nose. Rats. Okay. Let's see if it holds though. Okay. No harm, no foul if it doesn't hold 73. When the next candle opens in 10 seconds, let's see if it holds 73. If it does, and you're long, you're going to be a seller at 77 and a quarter, half. We'll get you that AZS. We'll figure that out. There's some subtle things I've been working on when it comes to this. If this works, then do that kind of thing, right? See how they sold into it right there where the white line was? You can't pay for better intelligence than this. There is no DOM software, special order flow, quote unquote software that is going to tell you exactly where the sellers are going to be better than the top of a candle. Yeah, just let me get rid of this cold AZS. As soon as I get rid of it, I'm good to go. Let's see, a little bit of chop here. Here we go, here we go. Uh, it's choppy, okay? Which means you kind of got to wait a little bit longer to confirm a trade. The problem is it's choppy with big candles. So it's easy to miss a trade. Don't worry. If you miss a trade, it'll all work out. There'll be another trade coming. Now let's see if this can hold 73 and a quarter. Nope. Underneath. If it starts chopping above and below 73 and a quarter, leave it alone for a bit. Let the large traders clean this area out. Pretend the large traders are like housekeeping. They're cleaning up this area before they can either do this or they're going to have to discount it down here to clean it out. Give it a bit of time, right? See how the price action's slower? The candle's getting smaller. It's just pure top of the candle. Don't worry about wicks. It's just the print. If you're old enough, how many here have heard the term the print? The print means the transaction, the recorded transaction. So whether it's a wick or a flat top candle, there was a transaction at that price that was recorded. That's where the seller is, right? All you care about is where it prints. You don't care about the shape of the candle. Learning about candle shapes is one of the big useless time wasters that they've burdened you guys with, right? The wick is basically telling you the price went up there or went down there very quickly and came back. That's all a wick is telling you. And if they explain things to you guys in simple terms, then you'd be able to actually maintain your energy for execution. Here they stop selling. Here's where they're initiating selling at the top of the candles. The top of the top of the candle is where the sellers compete. The bottom is where they see buyers and then they start raising price. It's really that simple. This way you don't have to overthink it. How does that practical? Well, say you buy 72. When you get up to 75, you know there's going to be a seller. Now you can see that the sellers have moved from 75, right? They've moved from 75, 76 down to 74. And if the next candle top is underneath 73 and a quarter, then you'd look for those 71s bids to get taken out. But if it's just chopping around back and forth like this, do not let them steal your money. This is a pickpocket area. You go long, you get stopped out. You go short, you get stopped out. Just leave that alone. Let the billionaires clean it out. And then take your trade. You know, we should teach this not in college, SG. We should teach this to kids in elementary school, right? Instead of teaching them crazy, silly things, we should teach trading like after grade 5, right? Because wouldn't it be nice to know to learn how to make money when you're young so you don't struggle as much? Oh my God. Like, when was the last time you used Pythagorean theorem in real life? Like, I mean, it's cool, a squared plus b squared, right? That whole thing it sounds great, but when was the last time you used it to pay your rent? You know, we need to teach people how to make money so they can live, right? Give them some freaking freedom. You know, that's what we're trying to do at Trading Syndicate. We want to make your life simpler, right? I still remember that geometry class in 10th grade. You're right. It was like it took everything I had not to skip that class and go hang out with the bad girls in the smoking patio. Remember when they used to have smoking patios in high school where the students and the teachers would smoke together? Uh, good times. 73 and a quarter is reactive. There's a bid there. It is a Canadian thing. Yeah, the teachers and students would smoke together in high school outside the building. And what's really funny is when it's minus 45 and they still need a dart, you'd see them all standing outside. Like, it's like minus 45 and they're just freezing and shaking, but they're still smoking. That's Canada. Yeah, NFL head coaches would also smoke. My football coach, they'd be having a dart telling us, screaming us to run. Okay. I'm just trying to distract you guys so you don't get chopped up. If we accept over VWAP basically, right? If we accept, we could take this and we try to go sell it up here as long as these lows hold. Okay? That's what I'm seeing right now. If you want to build a position, right, and your position long in this little chunk here, use this as your warning and this is your out. Now, make sure you have your sell orders in. Otherwise, it might pop and you might miss the move. Okay? It's a dangerous trade because you need capital, right? It's a capital intensive trade because if you're building a long here and it starts taking out the 72s, you got to start cutting contracts. And that is a business expense that you need a larger account to be able to afford. Okay? Don't do it unless if you have a small account. Seller at 76. Man, it's choppy. Well, we said it was going to be choppy. It's choppy. So say you bought some at 74, 75, be offered. You know, your life is on the offer, my friends, right? And your risk is here. This here is that's your warning level. If it takes out the 72, start cutting contracts. If it takes out 71, then you're in trouble. Okay? And don't do the trade unless you've got the capital, right? So you take the 75s, sell a little at 76 and a quarter. Don't be shy because everybody else is selling, right? Take the money. Take the money. There you go. Right? Now you know there's going to be a seller at that white line. They were there before, they'll be there again. They're like lawyers, right? The sellers are here, right? They're like lawyers. They're hiding in the bushes, waiting to charge you 5 grand an hour. There they are, right? Flying lazy circles like vultures, just waiting for the price to get up there so they can sell. So I want you to sell up there as well, right? If you're long 75, sell a little bit here, right? Take the money, right? If enough people short under 77 and we suck up all the supply under yesterday's close, then we'll be able to pop VWAP. See, look, see, this is short covering. These are the people who shorted here and went, oh crap, I got to cover. Luckily for them, there's a seller at 78. What's my average trade duration? I like to have it 30 to 90 seconds is my, in this market, 30 seconds to a minute and a half, right? Well, because if you have like a candle that's 7 points in a minute, if I can make 5 points in 60 to 90 seconds, that's $250 a contract, right? So you can get in like a lot of people think, oh, 3 points, that's nothing. 2 points, that's nothing. But check this out. 3 points is $150. Three contracts is $450 on that trade. If you take that trade once a day, that's a $9,000 a month, right? So you don't really have to hold trades for hours and put capital at risk if you can get in and out. Now watch. This is the important part, Animal Hustles. Look, remember I said if enough people short under 77, under 78, they're going to force to cover. Boom, there's the seller. Aggressive seller. Aggressive seller. That's good, right? Not ready to go yet. Not ready to go yet. Animal Hustles, do you see why I tell you to sell into strength? Had you been long 74, 75 and you hadn't sold into this, do you see how quickly you get smacked down? You got to know the market you're trading in. That's why in this market, take the money and get out. Wait for the next trade. Okay? I want you guys to be able to profit and not drive yourself crazy trying to hold trades. You know, there's always a person in a trading room. We don't have any. He's gone now. But they're like, oh, I held this trade for like 300 points, you know, and it's just like, no, you didn't. No, you don't have to worry about that in our room, We just want you to profit. If you can make an extra 5 grand a month, 10 grand a month, hell, if you can even make an extra 2,000, 3,000 a month trading consistently without blowing yourself up, right? You're setting a good foundation. And look where they stop selling, right where that blue lining is, right? So this is what we call two-way trading, back and forth, right? Back and forth. That's all we're doing, right? So you buy a little at 74, throw it out at 76. If it doesn't get up there, get out of it, right? It's not the end of the world, you know? Long 74 quarter, out 76. Just odd two, right? Nice and simple. How far are you looking back at candles? Well, right now, I know there's a seller here, right, SG? If we get above VWAP, I know that there's going to be a seller here, and I know there's going to be a seller here. See, it's really not that complicated. See, this is as far back as I need for now. If we get over 77.86, then I can go back and just map out where the sellers are going to be. They're going to be here. See? You see there? It's real simple. Now, if you're trading a bigger time frame, you can use a half hour, right? These are half hour candles, so you know, hey, there's going to be a seller here, and there's going to be sellers here. See? And then up here. So it depends what time frame you're trading. Does that help? The more simple, the better. Yeah, I think the position longs are going to go pop this thing up to the 82s. If we can get over VWAP, we're looking at 82, 83. Okay? Once you realize how simple it is, SG, the light bulb will go off, brother, and everything will change. Okay? I was poking around in the dark for years before I figured out, before I took my old job and put it in with retail trading and going, oh, damn it, why didn't I remember that? Right? That's all it is. Right? So if you're on our stream every day, you'll see pretty much I'm doing the same thing every day over and over and over again. So it becomes a habit, right? I don't think trading is any different than being a baker or being, a cook. You come into work every morning and you do your prep, you turn on the ovens, you do that. And if you do the same routine every day, once you have a good routine that actually tells you what the hell's going on, something simple, your analysis will help you trade and it'll help keep you out of bad trades. And the other thing it'll do, it will help you manage the good trades you're in. That's why we teach like a 5-step method in my room. And what that does is it teaches you how to course correct. The biggest problem I've had and a lot of traders have in trading is when you start making mistakes, it starts screwing with your head. So what I've learned how to do this, and it took a while, is to train yourself how to use those mistakes to help you course correct. Like you're going off to the left a little bit, okay, you got to bring it over a couple of degrees, right? Straighten the boat out, right? Here we go. Let's see if we can catch a bid. Once the position is underneath us, we've got to do something with all these contracts, right? We've got to take them and try and sell them up here. Remember, we had that aggressive seller up here at 77.80. Hey, good stuff, Tequila. Nice work. So remember, if you're long, beyond the offer, there you go. There's that 80 seller. Are they still there? Right? See how they sold into it? Right here. And the reason is because these markets are all algo dominated, right? And you're out. Now, the position, la position, is underneath us, right? Now we have to go, right? The trucks are loaded with inventory. Now we're driving them to Walmart and we're going to go sell them up here. Simple. It is simple. All you got to do is the repetition, SG. It's just repetition over and over and over again. There's no magic in this. We're doing the same thing every morning, just like the Dunkin' Donuts guy, right? Time to make the donuts, right? Make the donuts, put them in the truck, drive them to the market, sell them. Speaking of which, do you know how much a box of Krispy Kreme donuts is in the UK? It's like $50 for a box of donuts. Thank God I'm not allowed to eat those things anymore. It's insane. I don't eat donuts, Raj. My girlfriend would kill me if she caught me eating donuts. Yeah, it's like 25 pounds, which is like 50 Canadian dollars for a box of donuts. I'm like, what is the are these gold plated donuts? Are they magic donuts? Me, I gotta have a cheapness joke in there somewhere, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're magic donuts. You eat a donut, you lose 50 pounds, and you go back to 1986. Okay. Now what are we gonna do? Distribution, right? So the trucks are loaded. Take the product up. See how they're selling into it, right? No, I can't eat donuts. I've lost 44 pounds. If my girlfriend catches me eating a donut, you're gonna say goodbye to JJ. Yes. If I exactly animal hustles. If I'm long here, say I'm long, and I have sell orders out, right? I bought 4 contracts here, right? I sell one. If these sell orders don't get taken, I hit the bid, I'm gone. Thank you, goodbye. Because as you can see, we do have aggressive sellers in this market. They will pop out of the woodwork, right? So I let my sell orders tell me what kind of business is going on, right? So if I buy 4 contracts and 2 of them get sold and the other 2 are just left hanging there, I'm out. I am quick to take profits because that's the way I was trained, right? I was trained that always have a sense of urgency because there's other traders who are trying to capture the buyer. If you don't, somebody else will take your customer. That's just how business works, right? Now, once you have a larger account and you're say you're going, okay, I'm positioned long and I bought 50 contracts here, right? I bought 50 e-minis here. You can sell 5, 5, 5, or sell 10 at every clip, right? And let the market take you out. I like to be on the offer. If you look at my Twitter, my location is on the offer. I'm not one to warehouse inventory. See, and the sellers are right where we told you they'd be, right? They're in this area, hitting traffic. But that's okay because if you're long, 73 to 76, and you're selling 81 to 84, it's good. It's good money. Oh, let's see what's next. Hey, we did not get to take out 77.60 on the bottom. We got nowhere near the overnight low yet today. Interesting. Still in distribution. This is the problem with markets when they're at all-time highs. You could see This is pure distribution. Check it out. All the products underneath us, and we're distributing it up here. So there's really no reason to go put it on sale under 77.20, 77.60 until there's a lot of competition. There isn't right now, right? Now, if we get up to Friday's high, you notice they're selling into it a little bit here, okay? Because they know for sure there'll be sellers at 86, 87, okay? The problem with these markets is if we pop Friday's high and stick, be careful shorting, right? Hit and run shorts are okay, those like scalping shorts in and out. But being positioned short in a market at all time highs is very dangerous, okay? Especially in this news climate. Oh, sorry for the voice. My sound like Donald Duck with this cold. But yeah, just be careful of that, right? For some reason, everybody always wants to short a market at all time highs, right? But it's one of the hardest things to do position wise, right? To sell it and hold it, it can get scary. Oh, thanks, Keith. Oh. See how these sellers, they're still there, right? Where's our aggressive seller? They're not there. Oh, that's good. Thank God my mind's clear. I had an extra shot of Java this morning. Okay, and I'm supposed to remind you guys, Steve's giving away 10 prop accounts. So come join us at Trading Syndicate. He's giving away 10 Take Profit Trader accounts. See, the problem with this price action is it sucks a lot of people into shorting, right? Because it looks slow and creepy, which makes people think it's weak, but it's not weak. It's just the business is slow. But if you look at if you look at these candles, right, you know where the sellers are. But you can see that the lows keep getting higher, which means the bid is following the offer. The buyers are following the sellers higher. The pace may be slow, but they don't have to put it on sale yet because they've got enough people trapped short under 78, under 77 that they're holding the market up. So the people who got long, remember I said get position long if you have a larger account? You're going to use those trapped shorts to hold the market up while you take this and you sell this up here. It's the oldest trick in the book. It's the concept of leverage. Excuse me. Okay. Let's see if the seller's still here. Running the previous day high. If we can hold 87, this thing will probably run up to 91, 92. Sorry, guys, if you hear me go on mute, it's because I'm coughing. Apologies. Oof. Now let's see if we can hold Friday's high. We do have those singles up there at 93, right? There should be some supply there. We went through there in the overnight, Tequila. But they're still valid. You're right. Oh, hey, Mike. How you doing? How was the weekend? That's okay. It's Monday. Now we're negotiating that 87. Let's see if we can get enough people to come and bid 87, 87 half and run this thing up to like 90 quarter, 90 half. That'll be the next area where there's traffic. It's been quite a choppy morning, Mike. Tradable, but choppier than usual. You know, when markets get up to all-time highs, and here, I'll show you guys something. This might help put some perspective into this. If you look at this particular chart, you can see all of the inventory is under 76.87. And we're in a sideways distribution up here. So that's why it's choppy. Because a lot of traders are like, oh man, I really don't want to buy this, right? Unless I have to. Most of this buying here is forced buying, right? Nobody really wants to buy the market after two gaps What they'd like to do is to have the gaps come and get filled, and then we could take a long. If you're like a big size trader, you don't want to be putting on size at all time highs unless you have to, like cover a short. Let's go take a let's see what see. Look at that. Microsoft back up over 505. Wow. Look at that. That's crazy. Nvidia back up over 220. Apple sellers at 313. Okay, there's still sellers there. And then somebody was asking about Intel sideways. Oh yeah, it's the guy in my building was asking me about Intel. Gonna send him that chart. Hell, he's long at 25 bucks. He's got nothing to complain about. Did it? Aren't they selling stock? Well, they did a securities purchase agreement at $23 with the government, right? Yeah, here's their SPA, Leslie. They did their SPA at 23.28. They might be selling stock now again, right? I mean, I would if, if I had if I was had a public company that went from 23 to 140, I definitely use this to sell some stock. Exactly, right? I'd be doing we're doing an offering, right? Get them all. I mean, people will love this, right? Way better to finance at $100 than at 22. I got a buddy who works at Intel, and they're out in Folsom, California, near the prison. And I didn't realize they have like a staff of lawyers just to bail their drunk engineers out of jail. I had no idea. Apparently, it's a very stressful place to work if you're an engineer. Hey, Lear, how you doing? Now, if we're gonna go sideways here, what I'm expecting is this point of control, which is 77.75. This is where the inventory was. Remember, we'd like to take that and move it up here, distribute it. 77.90. Nice. Nice work. Ooh, that's a fancy chart. Oh, Thinkorswim. I haven't seen Thinkorswim in a long time. Cool. I don't know if Microsoft's dragging us up, Mike. I kind of stay away from making statements like that because honestly, I have no clue. I just watch the order flow in what I'm trading, and I know what's dragging us up, Mike, is that the people who got short underneath 80 are holding the market up over 85, so the people who are long here can sell here. That I know. But correlating a stock versus a market and all that stuff, I'll leave that to the guys on CNBC. You know, The people who sit in makeup chairs before they go on TV, I'll let them argue that stuff out. Right? I'm just a simple. Yes, I was with these private equity guys a little while ago, and they're like, "Oh, you're a trader," and I'm like, "I'm a trader, which means I'm just a glorified truck driver." Right? I move rich people's money from point A to point B. And sometimes they give you a tip. Traders were just glorified truck drivers, institutional, right? We don't build anything, we don't create anything. We move product. Basically, we're just glorified truck drivers, right? It's the investment bankers who create the product. The institutional salesmen sell it, and the traders transport the product to the clients. Now they've replaced us with algorithms. So it's like truck drivers being replaced with automated trucks, drones, that kind of thing. Definitely, Leslie. We definitely trapped some people short under 80. They're trying to cover now. Now, if we really run out of supply, we'll go tickle those 92, 93s. Yeah, that's how Wall Street works, folks. Wall Street's just like anything else. Investment banking, they create the product, right? Then institutional salesmen go and sell that product to their clients. And the traders transport the product. Now they've automated the transport. They haven't automated the sales yet because clients still like being taken out for a steak and a very expensive bottle of wine. And there's no algo that can do that yet, right? There's no algo that can do that yet. Oh, the expense account was a good thing, wasn't it, Leslie? Oh man, the 80s and the 90s with the expense account. Whew, a good time was had by all. See, you mark where the sellers are going to be. It just makes your life so much easier, right? See, they sold there before. They will sell there again. Why do they sell there? Because they have size and they have inventory. And because they made sales before. Hey, Dougie, if we run out of supply underneath 85, Doug, we will go pop the overnight high. But right now, there is that seller at 91, 90, 89. Now we're going to go find the bid. Back underneath previous day high. Little backfill. What I'm looking for is where do they find the bid? It's not there. It's not there. Raj was saying VWAP. We might get back down to 80. It is a narrow range, definitely tequila. Slow Monday, you know? It's a Monday in August, right? At all time highs. So there's no real sense of urgency to buy the market, right? On a Monday in August. Most people are still vacationing. So that's why this price action is so slow and choppy. But look, we found the bid at 84. Now we're right back up to 89. So when these washing machine kind of up and downs happen, what happens is anyone who was long here got flushed out. We bought all their cheap stuff, but how many people got short under 86? Adding to it now at 88. And if we run out of supply, that 91 seller will just pop and move higher, right? But right now, if that doesn't happen, the market is happy to sell it back and forth here. You find it hard to find your opportunity, you have too much doubt. I totally understand that. So Sergio, that means that you need an A plus trading setup, which frankly has not happened yet this morning, except these look below and fails. I wouldn't be participating in this now. If I was long here, I'd be out here already, right? So it's not that you have doubt. You actually sense that this is not an opportunity for you to be trading because as a newer trader, your edge is not present. You need to get a really good discount. Here, there's nothing for you to do here except watch other people make money. And that's okay. That's how it works in business sometimes. But the good thing is it's a 23-hour market. So maybe no opportunity now, but in a couple hours, there will be. And that's why they're always preaching at people be patient, be patient, be patient, right? That's why we want you to be patient, because we want you to be patient and wait for your opportunity, right? And it's good that you realize that your opportunity is not there, so you're not just blindly trading. Got it? This way you don't blow any money, you're not angry, you don't start getting into like spirals. Where's the point of control? 4,449. Okay. Still got to move a couple of thousand contracts at one of these ticks. This is distribution, right? And we told you when it was trading 73 to 76 that they're going to take that 73, 76 volume and they're going to go sell it here. And that's exactly what they're doing. Any questions? If not, come and see us at Trading Syndicate, folks. We're trying to make your life easier, make you some money. Without complicating things. Come give us a shot. We're giving away 10 take profit trader accounts. Have a great morning. Stay out of trouble. I am around if you need me. And we will see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Have a great trading day. Trade smart out there. Bye for now.